Within the Cornelius Police Department, behind secure doors, you'll find drugs. Drugs potentially potent enough to kill a human being as soon as they enter the bloodstream. Drugs like fentanyl.
How much do you hear about fentanyl these days?
I would say fentanyl is something that we hear about every day.
Fentanyl, the synthetic opioid that has had a big rise in popularity. Take a look. Data from the National Institute of Drug Abuse shows a sharp increase in the number of overdose deaths across the country, all due to synthetic opioids. The numbers have been rising since 2015, and 2019 an even sharper jump. Captain Jennifer Thompson is with Cornelius Police. For her and other officers, fentanyl has become a fixture in the law enforcement vocabulary.
Well, this is what we believe is fentanyl. Pills laced with fentanyl, or could be 100% fentanyl. We just don't know.
Any idea how much more you're seeing of it, these days than maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago?
5 years ago, 10 years ago, non-existent. Now it's just a part of what, some of the teenage groups are experimenting with.
Why do you think it's become so popular and so commonplace?
I think it's because of its potency and how strong it is.
Fentanyl has wreaked havoc across the nation and in suburban communities like Cornelius. Since last August, Huff High School in Cornelius has lost 2 students to suspected fentanyl overdose, 17-year-old Laird Ramirez and 14-year-old Olivia Maloney. Their parents sat down with me to honor their children and warn other families.
To those teenagers out there that are listening, think about your parents, think about your grandparents, your siblings, the people that love you and depend on you and need you here. Yeah. Don't do this to them. Just make better choices.
Many of these choices are made possible in part by drug dealers who are selling dangerous illegal narcotics on the streets. Shortly after Laird Ramirez's death, Cornelius Police charged a young man, Sanala Ayar, with felony death by distribution.
When you found out that somebody had been charged with death by distribution just a couple weeks after he passed, what was your reaction?
I asked if I could interview him with a bat. I wanted him to feel the agony that I feel.
But just weeks after Ayar was charged, the case against him was dismissed. A dismissal filed in court explains that prosecutors cannot prove Ramirez took anything that was sold by Ayar. Cornelius Police have made other drug arrests over the summer, though. Enter Tina Alexander. Mecklenburg County jail records show several arrests and several charges for Alexander over just the last 2 years. Police believe she has been trafficking drugs out of a home on Norman Island Drive in Cornelius. The house is right across the street from a church.
Tina Alexander investigation, we started getting word to our crime reduction unit that there was an increase in teenagers purchasing these pills, heavy vehicle traffic coming in and out.
Johnson says a search warrant was executed at the Cornelius home. Detectives say they seized 988 yellow and blue fentanyl pills, 17 grams of methamphetamine, and 2 grams of psychedelic mushrooms. Alexander and a young man by the name of Matthew Dominguez were both charged in connection to the drug bust. Alexander is now in jail under a $1 million bond.
Well, you guys think that she was responsible for young people being able to buy drugs?
Based on some information that we had, we know that she was pretty significant in the area.
You're a parent. What does it make you think when you hear about that?
I would hope that what parents might take away from this is, be heavily involved in your kids' lives. From a law enforcement standpoint, we would love for parents to start being more invasive. If they have questions, ask your kids questions.
Difficult questions can lead to difficult conversations, but those difficult conversations could save a life. Reporting in Cornelius, Alex Giles, WBTV, on your side.